I'm Dr. Jeremy.
And I'm Dr. Leah Meadows.
And we are here to help you energize your life.
Welcome to the Energize Your Life podcast. I'm Dr. Leah Meadows.
And I'm Dr. Jeremy Meadows.
We're super excited to talk to you today about something that's really helped us in our lives and in our household, and that's our morning routine. We spoke about sleep on a previous episode, and it segues perfectly into how do you wake up in the morning? What's the best way to go? And what's the way to enter your day for success, not stress? So I think that weighs heavy on a lot of our hearts, especially if we are parents and we're trying to get out the door at a certain specific time to get the kids to school on time, to get us to wherever we need to be on time. How do we do it all? So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Well, I think this really segues beautifully, as you said, from sleep, because the way that you start the day really dictates how the entire day is going to go. So if you can intentionally set a direction as to how you want the day to go, then guess what? Your day goes off the way you want it to, rather than the way that an email that you read or a text message that you read or a stress that somebody else is having that is coming into your life happens, right? So we always need to make sure that we're controlling our energy, because energy is currency, and we want to make sure that we are at the highest level with our energy all the time. So it all starts here.
Yep. So we're going to take a deep dive today into the secrets, the success strategies, tips for you to have that morning routine, build it into your day so that you can be healthier, you can feel better, and you can just have that high vibe for the day. All right, so let's get started. Let's start with your morning routine. What do you do?
Whew. Okay, so my morning routine. So I try and wake up at a pretty consistent time. Even if I go to bed a little bit later, maybe I'll shift it by a half hour or 45 minutes, but I like to wake up any time between about 5:15 and 6:15, depending on when I go to bed. I like 5:15, 5:30 the best, but one of the things that I like to do is when I wake up in the morning is really think about what I loved about the day before and set an intention for the day that's coming up. Before I get out of bed, I'll often do a meditation. And so I use something on a daily basis called a brain tap. This is a guided meditation, and it can be anywhere from 11 minutes up to 22 minutes. I usually don't do the longer ones just because of time. It's a great way to just get your mind set into a direction and a positive feel to what you want to have happen that day. That's a big piece for me. First thing, I usually do that 3 to 5 days a week, and on other days I just like to wake up and get going, and this can be exercise. I like to water ski 1 or 2 days a week. I like to get out and do exercise or working out hard in the morning, because if you get up that early to work out, you got to make it hard to make it worth it.
Let's go back a little bit to what you said about the brain tap. So if you think you can't meditate, or I'm not a meditator, or I've tried it and I can't get into it, the brain tap is a really great way to start and to just succeed in your meditations, because what it is it looks like a pair of kind of like a VR set, but and then it has these binaural beats, so it's putting information in one ear and another ear, and it's guided meditation. And so it really helps just prepare you for the best meditation, that you don't have to do as much to get your mindset prepped for, I think. Because that's why he keeps it on his side of the bed. It's in his nightstand. He just pulls it on in the morning, lays there, and then does the meditation. So it's a great tool, but it is something that you purchase this eyeglass set. We've used other meditation tools as well. Like we have a Muse, that's another little headband that you can use. It's a subscription online. And then same thing, there's all different types of meditation. So some are for decreasing your anxiety, some are for improving your work performance, some of them are for losing weight. I mean, there's everything on these apps now. So you can literally find what you want. You can also just Google
Yeah, YouTube's a great source for guided meditation, and just being able to do that. Meditation is very easy, and we'll dive deep into meditation at some point because it is such a huge part of our life. But what I really love is Dr. Leah's morning routine. She has taught me more than anybody on how to start a day properly and how important it is. So why don't you tell us about your 17 seconds to fame and the rest of your day.
So thank you for that. Probably about 3 years ago, I was really struggling with my health and trying to balance work-life balance with our practices and another business, and everything was going great, but I was also sort of getting burned out, like doing too much probably. But of course, when the challenge came up, I took the challenge, and this challenge was a morning routine. So the morning routine was exercise, it was meditation, and it was education. And I did really love that. I think it was like a 56-day challenge, something like that. And I said, you know what, I'm starting this. So, and it actually I didn't really even start it on purpose. I was just going through this list of things that I needed to do with these coaches, and I'm like, okay, click, and I did it, and it's like, okay, today you're registered for your first day. So I had to stick with it, and I was happy to do that. The meditations I learned how to be consistent with. The education I would read in the morning, and then for exercise, I really found that I personally, as a female, way back before I had kids and I was in my 20s, I could get up in the morning and do an early morning routine, exercise routine. I'd go to the gym. I was just pushed it really hard. Sometimes we'd go water skiing in the mornings. That was super fun, or wakeboarding. But now, like, I'm not feeling as good as I used to be in the mornings to exercise. I feel better than I felt. But what I mean is I found that my exercise for me is best if I do it around 9:30 or even noon. Those are kind of my favorite times to exercise now. But I learned this from that challenge. So when I was doing the challenge, I did a yoga because it was nice and slow, and it was pretty much what I could do at that point. So now segueing into, that was an hour in the morning every day. So 20, 20, 20. 20 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes of education, 20 minutes of exercise. And my exercise was, like I said, slow flow yoga.
Well, with that too, I think it's important to understand that men and women are different as far as exercise goes in the morning. And it's really been shown that exercise in the morning for females can increase stress levels, and actually you don't get as much out of the exercise. So even though you go to the gym, you run, you do whatever you're doing, it actually doesn't have as big of a positive effect because your body is truly not ready for it. Whereas men, they can typically work out hard in the morning and their bodies are ready for it, their brain's ready for it, their whole physiology is ready to do that. Now, if we look at when the best time to work out, it might not be the early AM, but it's definitely different for females compared to males. So if you're having a challenge with your husband or wife, always keep those physiologic pieces in mind. It doesn't mean that women can't work out in the morning and that men can't work out in the middle part of the day. It's just a general tendency for how our hormones, how our cycles really work.
Yeah, totally. So, segueing back into waking up in the morning, what I like to do is make sure I'm off to a great start when I put my feet on the floor. So I don't just wake up, my alarm wakes me up, I don't just like roll out of bed, put my feet on the floor and go, because that gets me personally into this like anxiety state where my hormones of stress kick up because I'm like, okay, gotta go. What do I have to do today? I used to literally go with like, I'd say, Jeremy, okay, I've got so many things to do today. I've got this, and this, and sort of recite my to-do list and my calendar. And I've recovered from that because that was definitely not the way to go. And I did learn some of those things the hard way. But now what I do in the morning is I want to make sure that I really raise my vibration. So when we're sleeping, that is a time for us, it's almost like a meditation. So when you're sleeping, you stop that current of flow that you've had from the day before. So the momentum subsides. So just think of momentum like, you're going down a river, right? Nice and easy, you're just floating. But when you have a day and it's just jam-packed and maybe you're not feeling productive, maybe your computer just doesn't start, which just happened to me, so I can relate to that one, and you got a lot of things to do, now you feel like you're swimming upriver, right? Instead of just flowing, going with the flow. So in the mornings when I wake up, now the momentum has subsided throughout the night. You're fresh, right? You're ready. But what do you want to put into your day? Do you want to put that stress, or do you want to put that, ooh, let's go with the flow, let's let the universe take care of things for us? I want to go with the let the universe take care of what the universe can take care of, so I can get many more things off of my plate. So I wake up in the morning and I start thinking of my gratitude list, my aspects of like the positive things in my life. So if you are coming from a place right now where you feel pain all night, where you can't sleep very well, where you are depressed, where you're anxious, there's a lot going on, right? And instead of waking up and turning on, CNN, Fox News, whatever it is, TMZ, whatever you like to, check on your phone, instead of doing that, replace it with this activity. So this is, you wake up, you literally just, even before you open your eyes, you can think of something that you're grateful for. So it's your list of positive aspects. Maybe it's, man, I just love my bed, is so comfy. Maybe it is, ooh, look at my husband, he's so cute. Maybe it's like, I love this nice cushy down pillow that I have. It's my favorite. My sheets feel so good. Whatever it is that you can be thankful and grateful for, start with one thought. Hold that thought for 17 seconds. Then momentum will gain. Now you've got good vibrations coming in and going out. So now you switch to the next thought. Oh, I'm so grateful for, my 2 kids. They're still sleeping. They're so happy. They still love me, even though they're teenagers. And then it's the next thought. Oh, I'm so grateful that I get to go to my Soul Cycle class today. I love that. And then when you do this, you'll get this higher vibration of energy and frequency in your body. It's actually like a scientific fact. Now you're not dumping those hormones of stress back into your body and your mind, because our bodies get into these routines, and our body can actually control our brain. Just because of the fact of waking up in the morning, it gets you back into those bad habits, those hormones of stress. So this is a way of retraining your body through some good habits. So I do that gratitude for at least a couple minutes, and then I, put my feet on the floor, and then I start going into my routine before my meditation. So,
and what is your routine?
So I walk downstairs, I get a glass of water with some fresh squeezed lime or lemon. I usually actually have lemon juice already pre-squeezed into a cup in the fridge. It makes it really easy, and then I just pour the water in there. I'm good to go. And I personally like to do my meditations in our infrared sauna. So we have a sunlight sauna that we purchased the sauna to help me with Lyme and detoxing so that I could get rid of Lyme disease, which I did. I love the sauna for the fact that it's in my garage and it's away from any sounds in the house. It's dark in there. So I'll go into the sauna and I have a preset program that for all the different wavelengths of the heat and the light,
infrared.
I guess. Yeah, and the infrared.
Mm-hmm.
And I press the button that I've already preset, and I'm in there for like 45 minutes. I don't have to be in there that long if I don't want to, but then I turn on meditation. So I use Gabby Bernstein meditation, Abraham Hicks. I love Joe Dispenza. Joe's meditations, the shortest ones are like 25 minutes, so some of them are 2 to 3 hours. I'm not usually in the sauna for those 2 to 3 hour ones, but I will even sometimes do an hour and 15 minutes. But if you're new into meditation, start with like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. That's totally fine. That's great. It just gets you into that state where you can literally like zone out, take a moment, and you start receiving answers to your questions. You start to lower your stress level. It literally, the biofeedback that happens kicks up those good hormones and chemicals instead of the bad ones. You can literally downregulate the cancer-causing genes. And I mean, we're not going to get into all of that right now. That's a whole nother episode. It's just on meditation. We'll do that. But right now, just to know that you can build in 10 minutes and maybe 20 minutes of meditation into your day, that opens up a whole new world for people. I'm not kidding. It did for me. It has for you. And you're going to experience life on a much happier, healthier level if you can commit to doing that. So start with a small first step, maybe like I said, 7 minutes, but 20 minutes is amazing if you can set aside time for that. So that's what I do in the sauna. And then after that, I often start in my journal, and it can be just like 2 pages. So you can go through your appreciation again, what you're appreciative for. You can start with just journaling, free-flowing thoughts, whatever it is that you want to talk about. It could be like your business, the goals that you have. So just getting pen to paper, and I actually do it with a real pen in a spiral bound notebook. That's the way I like to do it myself. So that's my morning routine. And at some point then, I'm going to get into my education portion, my work portion. I've got the kids to make sure they're going to school or they're online school. And then usually I like to do my walk. That's what I do for my exercise mostly. I also do yoga. I like to do SoulCycle, but those kinds of things I will do really around 9:30. I have a scheduled time, or I have a noon scheduled time for those. And it's in my calendar, so I do it.
Well, this is key too, right? Because a lot of women especially, if they're taking care of the kids and getting them to school or anything like that, it's such an important time to get grounded, because the way that you act with your kids and in front of your kids and help them get ready can either be like stern and like making them get ready, or it can be playful and it can be helping them get to the next stage. And what do we want to teach our kids, right?
Yeah.
So it's important to get that day started off correctly, and that way you put your best foot forward, everybody around you feels it, and you get to pass on the positive feelings of your morning that keep carrying into the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I don't know about you, but I have dropped my kids off before at school when we haven't had a good morning, and then I'm like, oh, it just puts me into that, I don't know, lower vibrational emotion through the whole day. It carries over. And I certainly don't want to do that. I always want to like drop them off and be like, hey, have a great day. And, make the most out of your day, have fun at school, because if we're here, I want to have fun in our lives. I want to experience the joy. That's what we're here to do, is to really create. So I think that once I learned how to strategically set my day up and take that time for myself in the morning, and you've taken the time for yourself in the morning, we can be better parents. We have healthier lives, really, and then it comes across to our kids and whoever we're with as well.
So that's a huge thing. So if you have any questions about morning routines, I know that we've done a lot of writing around morning routines. So if there's any questions, then we can get those answered for you. But I think this is one of the most important things after sleep, is getting your day started right. We didn't talk about the don'ts, so let's touch on some of the don'ts to do in the morning, right? Because when you wake up in the morning, we reach over, we grab our phone, turn it on, it's got notifications. Hopefully you turn those off at nighttime so you don't get those. But we don't want to go to email within the first hour to 2 hours of waking up, text messages, anything like that, because those put you into somebody else's purpose for the day, right? They take you away from what your thoughts are and what your goals and your aspirations are for that day. If you can just sit with what you want and how you want your day to go for the first half hour, 2 hours, then we don't start to get off on a tangent of doing other things. And I've got to admit, I get off on tangents very easily. I like to be high energy and I like to take care of many things. But if I see an email that disturbs me, or that I want to get taken care of right away, it takes me off of what I wanted to do to get the day set up correctly for my team at the office, or for the family at home, or whatever that may be. So emails, really try not to check those until it's your work time that you designated for that to be. Same thing with text messages, same thing with looking at social media, Facebook, those kind of things. They get you focused on what's not necessarily as important for you. What other things would you
No,
add?
that's a big thing, especially no matter if you're a business owner, you're a stay-at-home mom, you work for a corporate company, but just to make sure that you're mindful of your time and you block your time out for what necessarily is going to fulfill your higher purpose. So,
Well,
I think you hit the nail on the head with it.
perfect. Well, I think that it's important to focus on what you do want. So that's why we spend a lot of time going over the to-dos and what you want to do in order to get your day started off right. One other thing that you can do to do that is make sure that you're filling your body with nourishing food, vitamins, nutrients, minerals in the morning time. So we do intermittent fasting, and so we oftentimes are just having that water with some lemon or a straight black coffee. We love to have really good, high quality coffee because coffee is the number one or number two beverage in the United States at this point in time.
Especially in Seattle.
Yep. So making sure that you get high quality coffee, right? Like an organic. We love Purity Coffee. We have Purity Coffee that we sell through the office, and it is supposedly the purest coffee on the planet. They look at the farms that are doing the best organic farming and then the way that they roast it. So really look into the way that you start your day, whether it's with a tea, whether it's with water, whether it's with coffee. Make sure that you're getting that high vibrational energy into your body. This could be a green smoothie. This could be, different things that you start your day with, but try and get things that are alive into your body and that are very functional.
Yeah. Right. Instead of just thinking I'm just going to drink coffee because it keeps me charged up, or my Red Bull, it keeps me charged up, or an energy drink, whatever it is. So yeah, we usually practice intermittent fasting. I also do once or twice a week bulletproof coffee. That keeps me going in the morning and my brain turned on as well. So there's a lot of different ways to decide on what and to plan for what you're going to eat in the morning. So.
Very good. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us for this episode. Hopefully you get the opportunity to start your morning off a little differently tomorrow. So I'm Dr. Jeremy.
I'm Dr. Leah Meadows,
and we are here to help you energize your life.